Yo, what is going on? Cover One crew, welcome back to the show. Hope everybody's doing great. I apologize right off the bat for my voice. It is gonzo, and I don't understand why it happens. Apparently, I talk too much, but you know what? I'm going to keep going through the grind because we got some good stuff today, man. It is wide receivers, rookies for trending players. And I mean, we got to continue down this path. I did the running backs for you guys after the combine. Get your dynasty value for the running backs. Now let's talk about these wide receivers. There is a great deal of talent here. The drop-off is pretty significant, but there is a good deal of talent, man. Before we get going, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me if you dig the content. Help us grow this channel that much more. Truly appreciate all y'all that tune into the shows whenever we drop them. So I mean, it's great stuff. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and do us that favor. But let's dive into wide receiver rookie trends post NFL Combine. There has been a little bit of criticism on this rookie class when it comes to these wide receivers, suggesting there are more slot weapons than prototypical outside. And I tend to agree, but there are some players that can play, I want to say both when we do get into the pros, but a lot of them are going to be home in the slot. So let's kick it off with Jordan Addison right now on the trends. I got him even right now based on after the combine. He is... I'm going to drop my rankings pretty soon here in the next couple days on these wide receivers also, and Jordan Addison is one of my favorites. He's just a dog. He's a playmaker, but I mean, he tweaked his back after that one nice grab he did pull down. I'm giving him an even trend right now. Still, nothing's telling me otherwise that he isn't one of the best in this entire class. Jaxon Smith-Njigba, he's on the rise. I know he didn't run the 40. I was a little bit disappointed with that one, hoping that he was going to showcase the wheels that everyone says he does not have. So this, it's a little worrisome. Yes, he's going to go run on the track at Ohio State. Hopefully he runs a 4.4 to, quiet the noise on everybody that says this man does not have wheels. He doesn't have breakaway speed, but he did everything else. The fluid running ability, he looked great when he was doing the drills, so he's on the rise for me as we sit today for all dynasty purposes. Quentin Johnston, I mean... I'm going to put him on the even right now. And I dissected his film quite a bit these past several days on the weekend as well during the combine. And there are things that I do not like about his game overall, but he is a supreme talent if he continues to move in the right direction. 6'2", he measured in, almost 6'3". He's over 200 pounds, but he's got a dropping problem. He's a body catcher rather than a hand catcher. Really does concern me. So I got him right now on the even. He did look pretty good at the combine, but his value to me has stayed relatively the same through this process. Boston College, he's on the rise. I wanted to see it, man, and the fluidity, I mean, it's all over the tape. He plays like a clone type of Antonio Brown. No kidding. If you put Pittsburgh Steelers colors on Zay, you're going to confuse him with an Antonio Brown. No kidding. I got him on the rise. I think he's going to be in the top 15 to top 20 in this first round of the NFL draft. No kidding about it. He's got that much playmaking ability, as does my guy, Josh Downs. His stock is increasing, and if you watched him run those gauntlet drills, you watched him run the deep routes, he looks so good. The hands are like glue. There's nothing that Josh Downs can't do. He can go deep. He can make contested catches as well. I love it, man. Josh Downs is one of my favorites in this class. No kidding. He is on the rise. Jalen Hyatt, Tennessee, he impressed. I mean, he pulled up with an injury afterward as well, but he looked good enough for me to say that his stock can continue to move up in that general direction. He looks good. Yes, he did perform his best this past year with Tennessee, but I like him a lot. And if he gets on the right squad with the right quarterback, Hyatt's going to be a definite playmaker, man. Kayshon Boutte. Sorry, guys, my voice is pooched, man, just like Kayshon Boutte is. He's on the down. I can't do it right now. I'm still a supporter, but even after seeing him run the 4.67 on his second one, yes, he ran a 4.5 clean on the first 40. I started going back into some of the reports. There is effort concerns. There is issues in that department. I'm a fan. I just think he needs to be in the perfect situation now to be, exploiting the most out of his abilities and talents. Still have a soft spot for Kayshon Boutte because I do believe he does have God-given skill sets that's going to make him, perform at star levels in the NFL. Just as we said today, I got to put him down. Did not like what I saw at the Combine. Cedric Tillman, he's on the even right now. Didn't do anything to diminish my opinion of this man. I think he is a good secondary wide receiver in the NFL. Hyatt kind of jumped him this past year. I think Tillman is a quality number 2 wide receiver in the NFL. Is going to continue that way, so I got him on the even right now. Rashee Rice, he is another one that has fallen down my board. He dropped a couple passes in the gauntlet. Didn't like it. I mean, he looked better than he did at the Senior Bowl. But again, in the Senior Bowl, it was against competition. This was in shorts. I wanted to see a lot more. Rashee Rice, to me, it was stock super high early on. He is a playmaker, 25 touchdowns in his collegiate career. But at this point, I got to say he is on the down for me. Jaden Reed, Michigan State. He's on the even, and that's okay. He was playing with a infection in his eye, so I'm going to give him some pluses for that as well. He could have easily sat out and said, I'm not going to play because of my eye. He performed, and he tried his best. He looked good, ran a good 40. He does look very fluid. I like his ability a lot. He dealt with some injuries in college, so that is something you definitely want to watch, but he is on the even, and one of these guys that you could definitely consider being a definite high riser with a good squad and from a good draft, getting him onto a good squad, I should say. Marvin Mims, next one on my board. He gets the ups for me. But again, here we go. I expected Marvin Mims to test very well. As I've mentioned in previous shows, I was a big fan of Marvin Mims 2 years ago with Caleb Williams, with Spencer Rattler. Now I kind of fell off this past year. It's not that he isn't good. I just question the consistency overall. Yes, he does make some quality, highlight reel grabs. He does have wheels as he showcased on his 40 time. I want to see it put together for a long stretch, and that's my biggest problem with a Marvin Mims as we sit today. Xavier Hutchinson, he's on the even for me. And I think that's fair. I think it's okay. He is what he is. He's a big body wide receiver, tall, lanky, and he's got good hands. So whatever team does grab his services, that's kind of what you're drafting him for anyway. So he's going to be that high pointing guy, the red zone guy, the possessional wide receiver. I like that about him a lot. Hopefully he gets on a club that gives him a lot of red zone opportunity. He's on the even trend for me as we sit today. Tank Dell Houston, Mr. 155 pounds. He's on the down, and I mean, okay, I know there's a lot of individuals right now in the community that are singing the high praise of a Tank Dell. I cannot do it right now. It too much of the speed-only gadget type of thing, like a Tutu Atwell, we've seen guys that Marquez Stevenson came from Houston as well, supposed to be, this dynamic playmaker who's got wheels for days. It's too difficult with Adele. He's only 155, 160, and that's too light for me, even though he is very fast. His 40 time was not as fast as I expected it to be, so there we go again on the downtrend for me for Dell. He was getting open in that Senior Bowl like a madman, so I get that part of it, the separation. If he can do that against the professionals in the NFL, then I'll eat my words 110%, but I have high doubts on Dell being something of a quality wide receiver for fantasy football. Raheem Jarrett from Maryland, he showed, man. He turned my head. He looked good. I wanted to see what he could do. I watched many games of Maryland, and I mean, he proved it to me that it's continuing. The progress, the progression in his game. The hands look good. He looks fluid running the ball. No missed movements. I like his game a lot. I think he's one of these guys that's being slept on quite a bit in this draft process, and I hope it continues to rise for him because I'm starting to become a big fan of Jarrett. Parker Washington didn't do much at all for me to say, hey, you did anything. Okay, and what can I say? I already had downgrades on him before. People trying to talk up Parker Washington like he's going to be something really great in the NFL, a.k.a. Jahan Dotson. He is not Jahan Dotson. Let me clarify that. Parker does have some skills. I'm not going to bash the kid, to that level. I think he could be a good, third wide receiver in an offense. But anything above and beyond of that, he's got a lot of work to do, in my opinion, and I don't think he's fantasy viable at this point. Final 5 I got on the board to finish out the 20. Antoine Green, North Carolina. He looks good, okay? And he's going to be another one of those day 3 wide receivers you get on the club. He reminds me very similarly of a Dyami Brown, if you guys know. And I think that's kind of going to be his role in the NFL. Could be a little bit better. I'm a big fan of what North Carolina does with their wide receivers and what they turn out there. I got ups on him right now. Is he fantasy viable at this point? Likely not. Taxi squad guy. Maybe year 2, year 3, depending on where he lands. But I do like his game. I like his body of work. He ran very well at the combine. Charlie Jones, Purdue. He turned out some goodness. The 40 time was like 4.44, and how can you hate that for this guy? I did not expect that. I thought he was definitely 4.55-ish in the 40s. He caught the ball extremely well, hand catcher, great fluid running motion, full effort, loved every part of his combine. Jones is definitely on the rise for me. Good quality slot wide receiver for some team as well. I think it could be his benefit in the NFL. Andre Yosivash from Princeton. He's on the ups, man. Size, speed, hands. What else can you say? He's got the intelligence, obviously went to Princeton, so he's one of these guys that's definitely a high riser, and he could be a definite Z wide receiver in the NFL. I think it's right up his alley, and he could produce some very quality numbers as a secondary piece in an offense for fantasy football. Darius Davis, TCU, ran a great 40 time. The workout wasn't, overly abundant with spectacular achievement, but he did do enough for me to say I wanted to see what he could do in shorts. He proved it to me that he could do it, so I got him on the rise right now. It's still low value for him at this point, but he is definitely rising up my board. As you can see, these day and round 3 and then day 3 type of wide receivers we're going to see in the NFL draft, so it's likely going to be in the 6th round of your rookie drafts. These are where you're going to get these types of guys, 5th, 6th round. So keep your eye on these guys. They're definitely quality. It's going to be hit and miss, but there's definitely some ones that here you're going to like to have on the taxi that could potentially hit for you. Michael Wilson from Stanford, I got him on the even, ran a good 40 time, looked good in the drills also. So this is what I'm saying. The drop-off from spectacular talent is very large. The drop-off is, but there is a lot of quality secondary wide receivers in this draft that's going to, populate a lot of NFL rosters for many years to come because they do look good. They do look sound. They run very well. And I mean, it's a lot of slot wide receivers we're looking at in this draft for sure. But there is a lot of quality that I do like, especially fantasy football moving forward. We could get at least half a dozen out of this bottom trend that could make some noise in the NFL. So there you have it. That is rookie trends for wide receivers post-NFL Combine. And what can I say, man? I struggle with my voice today. You got to smash that like button for me. I'm grinding it out for you guys in pain here. I mean, I'm not in pain, but it hurts to hear how I sound. I can only imagine what you guys are going to think of it. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. Who's your dark horse wide receiver from this class? Who's your favorite wide receiver from this class? Drop it in the comments. We can definitely talk it out. It's always good fun when you guys comment back and forth, but nevertheless, we'll see you next time. I am out.